Hello, this is Brian with RU Game, and today we are back with another video. I'm sure you saw the title of the video, so you know what this is about, but before we start talking about that particular weapon, we're going to take a little walk through the tower, and I'm going to explain to you how this video came to be. So, about a week ago, my friends and I decide, hey, let's play some Trials. So, during Trials, we get about, I don't know, maybe 8 games in, and we started noticing a trend. And that trend was interesting, to say the least. Triple universal remotes with snipers. So me being an original Year 1 player, I'm like, well, universal remote in Year 1 was, mediocre at best if you were amazing with it. So, that being said, I'm like, what is going on here? Am I missing something? So then I do some research, and I noticed that during the April update, Universal Remote kind of got a bump. Apparently it wasn't that bad of a weapon anymore. Now, I'm all about shotguns. You've seen my other videos. Shotguns I usually run as a secondary, so a primary shotgun to me seemed like heaven when it first came out, but it was not. I did not like the gun at all, and I really wasn't interested in it. So, that being said, I went to the tower, I walked over to this little board right here, the Exotic Weapons Blueprint board. I opened this bad boy up and I said, you know what? It is time. It is time to play with the Universal Remote. So I scroll over that bad boy, I look at it and I say, yep, still has all the same perks. And I'm like, what should I do? So then I bought it. I took a chance. And after I bought it, this happened.
Double kill. Yes! 3 down! Enemy captured Zone C. Down. Triple down. Let them burn in your light. Heavy ammo on the way. Double kill. Heavy weapons down, Guardians. This fight's over. You're in the lead.
Alright guys, so since I just showed you some footage, I'm now going to show you an entire game of me playing with the weapon, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit. So first and foremost, I'd like to say that this weapon is much better since the April update, and much better than it was in Year 1. The rate of fire sits around a 17, which is, it's average, I guess, for a shotgun. It's not terrible, although you can tell when I am in a firefight, it does look like it shoots relatively fast, and I really haven't had a problem with it getting out multiple shots. Even the people that I tag with it, I'm still able to drop with another shot within a few seconds, so it's really not too bad. The impact, however, is where it falls short. To me, the impact is very similar to, I think it's the Dead Orbit, the patch A. Not a very good impact, although with the actual universal remote perk, with the increased precision damage and range, that does help substantially. You can actually tag and kill people from a decent range because of that perk, and not to mention if you hit them in the head, the damage is increased because of the exotic perk on the weapon, which makes it overall better than it initially states. The impact is low, but the performance of the weapon is much better. Now, when it comes to range, if you run the build across and you look at the perks, if you have all the top 3 perks selected, the range isn't that terrible. A lot of people complain about the range, But for a shotgun, especially when you're aiming down the sights, like I mentioned before, the exotic perk, it's really not that bad. You can see me tagging people and getting kills from a decent distance. I mean, folks, we're talking about a shotgun here. It's not supposed to snipe people like they did in year 1. I know you all miss those days, but it can definitely get kills from a decent range. Stability to me on shotguns is kind of irrelevant. I don't know if other people also think the same, but I'm only shooting one bullet at a time. Never once have I ever had a shotgun where I was like, oh man, I really missed like a bunch of shots. That really doesn't happen too often, especially since they're a relatively slow shooting weapon. If it's something like the Doctrine or all that, obviously stability is going to be an issue, but for shotguns, I don't know, it doesn't really bother me. The reload on this weapon is pretty good for a shotgun, to be completely honest. It's not super impressive or it's an instant reload, but I've never had a problem with it. The magazine is great. Since it is a primary, you'll be finding a lot of ammo for this weapon. Every time you die, you'll have a lot of ammo. Players will be dropping primary, and you can get it from the boxes. To be completely honest, I was actually quite impressed with the Year 2 version, and I'm glad I took a chance in trying it out. After meeting all those kids in trials using it, it kind of gave me the incentive to do so. And there's a bunch of footage left. You can definitely stay and watch all the rest of it so you can see how this weapon performs. I'm looking at doing a bunch of different weapons in Destiny. If you guys have any suggestions, please comment down below and tell me the weapon you'd like to see me cover, and I could definitely do so. I have the majority of the weapons in the game, and if not one of them, multiple of them. So this is Brian with RU Game. I hope you enjoyed this little video on the Universal Remote, and I will see you next time.
I haven't seen a firefight like that since Twilight Gap. Enough! This battle was one-sided. I know total domination when I see it. Superb.